So I've gained quite a bit of space to skate on out here, but I could gain even more if I get rid of this stuff. And by get rid of it, I mean it's 80/20 aluminum extrusions, and I'm actually going to make some railing out of this. It's been out here all winter. Most of this stuff I was recycling and going to repurpose at another point in time, and it made it inside the house. This pack kind of sat out, so we're going to see what kind of shape it's in. Depending on how good it is, we're going to maybe create some rails to skate, and we're going to gain all this pad space. So I don't know how close I'm going to get to him, but if you guys can't tell, that is 1.5 inches wide, 80/20, and that is a giant nasty spider. Yeah, finally got all that stuff moved, and it exploded. There's 2 more frames left. I got this bag of hardware going, all crazy, maybe 20 bits. And then I got all the plastic trim in, and I got all the main tubes, and then I've got a box full of the 45s. Got a couple pieces of nice aluminum angle with these sliders on them too. There's a lot of stuff there. So I'm ready to build a rail. I've got most of the adhesive off this stuff. It's recycled material, so it had a pile of Velcro and single-sided, or double-sided adhesive all over it, and there's remnants and bits and chunks and pieces, but I should be able to use it now. I've got the saw adjusted, I squared it up. I'm going to start cutting some lengths for my uprights. Because I don't have, you can tap the ends of these, and I'll show you how I'm going to use them here in a little bit, but this is a 5/16 tap. And I, for whatever reason, just happen to not have one out of all the billions of stuff I have in this shop of bits and pieces, but I do have these. And with these, I think I can make the joints that I need to make. So the reason why I told you that is because each end of this is tapped. It's not tapped all the way through. So whatever I want for leg heights, I'm going to take off each end. And I'm going to have a piece in the middle that I'm not going to use because I don't want the full length of this. I'm going to cut these at 6 inches, and then I think the overall rail height will end up at 9 the way I'm going to set it up. See how well this stuff cuts. So, as you can see, the center hole is there, but it's not tapped. So on this side, they've done the favor of tapping it for me, and I plan on using that hole on one end, and you'll see how I use it. If I had a tap, I'd just tap this other end, but I happen to have the hardware required to do this without a tap, so we're going to do this without it. Well, kind of wanted that end that I just smashed into the ground. I'll probably chop that down a little bit to get the mushroom off of it that I just put in it. And then I'll cut 6 inches. Hello everyone. So, it's kind of late, so I'm going to be kind of quiet. But I got my rail out here, and I wanted to do as little work as possible, so these pieces I didn't cut. I didn't cut these pieces. I used holes that were already drilled in this top rail. And obviously I didn't have to do anything to these 45s, as you can see. Now this one braces the rail forward, backwards, and this one does the tipping. I do realize that these legs are kind of obnoxious and they're long and they're in the way, but again, I didn't want to cut them, and this was like, work with what you got. So that's what I got. If I need to slow this thing down, I'm going to put the strip back in the top here. But I'm going to skate it tomorrow and see what it's like. But I wanted to get it out here and feel it. Oh, my headlamp is not happy. Alright, I'm going to go inside and make one that's this height. Not that I'm going to use it anytime soon. Alright, remember how I said it was late before? Well, it's really late now. So I made a second one because I had the plan and the parts and the pieces. I think this one ended up being 9 inches high, and this one is around double that. I think it's at 18 3/4. Now, I wanted to make it a little more rigid because it was taller, and I had some longer pieces cut. As you can see, the legs are longer. The taller it is, you know, obviously the more you're going to want to kick it over, especially with me. So I've got longer legs, and I made this overhang longer as well, but I think it's too long. We'll find out. But it's a beeper. It's midnight. Alright, I gotta get done with this stuff, and I will report to you guys tomorrow when we skate it and see how it works. A buddy of mine that actually found this material for me, and I were talking about this project and about how it's probably the most expensive skate grind rail ever. And you know, I think that's fair to say. It probably is. But I think there's a ton of advantages here that nobody's talking about. One, you see these plastic strips. You can actually, these kind of create drag from what I've seen so far. So you notice I took the top one out because when I was soling, it pretty much would stop you dead. Which is great for training purposes, I guess, if you have a nice free roll in. But unfortunately, the other thing I'm realizing is these cracks are kind of a big issue on trying to get set up to grind, so I really do need to fill those in with something to at least make the transition a little bit better. But back to the topic of how these are constructed, you could probably do this with just a few sticks, 6-foot sticks of this, and like I said, it's around 60 bucks a stick on eBay, and you know, you might find a recycler in your area that has it, but it's aluminum, it's not going to rust, it's nice to your skates. If you wear out an edge and you feel like you need a new one, you just rotate it and clamp it back up. I mean, you want to reconfigure it, make it taller at one end, you can do that. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's an awesome solution. It's pretty lightweight. Really, if you wanted to knock this down, there's 2 pieces of hardware, and I could slide these T's off each end, and you could stuff this in your car through the, you know, ski hole in the seat. So I think this is a great option. You know, it's maybe not the cheapest, but I think it's a pretty good solution, especially if you're somebody like me who happens to have some of it. Honestly, these 45s are probably overkill. You could do a flat piece of aluminum on the outside of this, just in a triangle, and it would be good enough. So to end this video, I do want to say that I've seen 80/20 around. I've obviously, you know, encountered it. I really haven't had much of an opportunity to build with it because it's kind of an exotic material as far as I'm concerned. But I can tell you, as a recycled material, it's wonderful, and it's pretty cool what you can build and how rugged this is, and how long I think it'll take skating. I'll let you guys know if I find any real downsides. If I want to change it, I can add to it. I can, you know, make another one just as long, just as high, splice them together, and have a, you know, over 12-foot long rail here. I'm not that good yet. Guys, if you like what you saw here, please like, share, comment. I plan on making more videos on a different channel about skating, but this is kind of where the hobbies cross paths. You know, I could have made this out of steel, but again, it's not what I had available. I have tons of this stuff laying around, whereas I only got a couple sticks of steel handy in the shop here, and I want to keep them for that special day that I need them. So, recycle, reuse, repurpose. Enjoy. I'm out.